After a full month of suspense, theories, and people re-watching Season 4 like it was homework, Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 is finally here. And it did not come quietly. 3 episodes. That's all it took for the show to casually reveal that everything we thought we knew was wrong. In this volume, we're introduced to the Abyss, a place that makes the Upside Down look like a slightly haunted basement. We learn that Carly has a secret plan, and let's just say, it's not exactly ride into the sunset energy. Vecna? He's still terrifying, but for the first time, he's also looking a little tired. We finally get answers about that giant ball of energy from the trailers. You know, the one that had everyone pausing the footage like it was a crime documentary. And just in case the stakes weren't high enough, the show strongly hints that the Mind Flayer may be clocking back in for the finale. So yeah, a lot happened. This volume isn't just moving pieces around the board. It's ripping the board in half, telling us the Upside Down was never the real problem and pointing towards something much darker waiting underneath it all. In this video, we're going to break down the ending of Volume 2, explain what the Abyss really is, unpack Carly's terrifying endgame, and answer the biggest questions these episodes left hanging. Because the finale is clearly setting up something massive and the clock is very much ticking. But before we go any further, a quick warning. This video contains full spoilers for Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2. So if you haven't watched it yet, now is your chance to turn back, re-enter the right side up, and protect your peace. Alright, let's talk about the biggest lie Stranger Things has ever told us. Because it turns out, the Upside Down was never the real villain. For years, we've treated it like the final boss. This rotten, upside down copy of Hawkins filled with monsters, spores, and the worst real estate market imaginable. But Volume 2 reveals something much scarier. The Upside Down is just the hallway. The real nightmare lives at the other end of the door, a place known as the Abyss. The Abyss is where darkness actually comes from. Not a mirror of Hawkins, not a corrupted world. It's the source. And the Upside Down, that's just the bridge connecting our world. The right side up to that darkness. This idea was teased way back in Volume 1 during Mr. Clark's science lesson. Wormholes, shortcuts through space and time. Turns out he wasn't just teaching middle school physics. He was casually foreshadowing the apocalypse. The Upside Down is essentially a wormhole made physical. A place that exists between worlds, holding reality open like a door that should have been locked. And definitely shouldn't have been kicked down. Now here's where it gets even crazier. The Abyss isn't a new idea. If you've seen the first Shadow stage play, you already know it by another name. Dimension X. Same place, same darkness, same absolutely do not enter vibes. Back in Season 4, we thought 11 banished Henry Creel to the Upside Down, but no, she sent him somewhere far worse. She sent him directly into the Abyss. That's where Henry didn't just survive, he changed. When Brenner later used 11 to make contact with Henry again, that moment created the bridge between worlds. That bridge is what we now call the Upside Down, so Vecna was never ruling from there. He was recovering in the Abyss, hidden, rebuilding, and waiting, which brings us to his endgame, November 6th. The date Will was taken, the day everything started going wrong. Henry plans to use the 12 vessels he's been carefully selecting, people he sees as weak, broken, and easy to control, to permanently merge the right side up with the Abyss. No more barriers, no more separation, just one world reshaped by him and the darkness he commands. Basically, Vecna's goal isn't destruction, it's a full hostile takeover of reality. Now luckily, the group finally understands what they're dealing with, and they have a plan, a terrifying one, but a plan. They're going to let Vecna believe the merge is working. As the bridge begins to shrink and destabilize, they'll enter the Abyss themselves. Why? Because that's the only place 11 can get close enough to finish this. The bridge, the Upside Down, is being held together by exotic matter, a highly unstable force that keeps the wormhole open. Destroy the exotic matter and the bridge collapses. No bridge means no connection. No connection means no abyss leaking into our world. And if Vecna dies inside it, everything goes with him. The Upside Down, the abyss, the darkness, gone for good. Which means for the first time ever, they're not just fighting monsters. They're trying to end the nightmare entirely. No pressure, kids. Monsters? Sure, they're scary, but in Volume 2, the real nightmare isn't what's coming at you. It's the impossible decisions the characters have to make. Let's start with the most unsettling unsettling one, Carly. For a while, it felt random that number 8 was brought back. Turns out it wasn't fan service. It was foreshadowing. Carly has a plan, and it's not heroic. It's final. After being captured by the military, Carly learns the truth about the program. They don't need Brenner, they don't need the lab, and they don't even need Henry anymore. They just need 11. Every number was created using Henry's blood, and the military believed they could recreate that power through anyone. But they were wrong. The only viable source left is 11 herself, which explains a lot. Why the military never shot her, why they keep chasing her, why she's never truly free. Carly understands something the others don't. Even if Vecna dies, the cycle doesn't end. As long as 11 exists, someone will come for her. So Carly's solution is horrifying, but logical. She believes the only way to protect the future is for both of them to die when the bridge collapses, saving the world by removing the problem entirely. And that puts Hopper in an impossible position, because Hopper isn't thinking about the future of humanity, he's thinking about his daughter. Losing 11 would mean reliving Sarah all over again, and the show makes it painfully clear. Hopper cannot survive that loss twice. If Carly pushes this plan forward, someone is getting hurt, and emotionally, Hopper is already on life support. Now, in the middle of all this chaos, Stranger Things does something surprisingly grounded with Jonathan and Nancy. They don't die. They don't have a dramatic sacrifice. They tell the truth. They realize their relationship wasn't built on love. It was built on trauma, shared fear, shared survival. And sometimes people stay together not because they're happy, but because they're scared to let go. It's quiet, it's sad, and honestly, it might be one of the most realistic breakups the show has ever written. Then we get the cave flashback, and this is huge. This moment shows us why Henry is terrified of that place in his own mind. Opening the box didn't just change him, it erased the boy he used to be. That's where he met the Mind Flayer. That's where the darkness was placed inside him. Henry wasn't born a monster, he was made into one. Which brings us to Max. Her escape proves that music was never the real answer. It was just the door. What actually saved her was love. Lucas's care, his presence, his refusal to let her go. That's what gave her a way back. And finally, Holly. Her awakening is quiet but powerful. She freezes when it matters most, and that guilt nearly destroys her until Max reminds her of the truth. She mattered. She helped. She was someone's hero, and sometimes that's all it takes to wake up. No monsters, no powers, just belief. So Volume 2, how did it stack up? Honestly, I have to admit, I preferred Volume 1. Volume 1 felt tight. Pacing was smooth. Every reveal landed like a mic drop. Volume 2, it sometimes felt like the writers were speedrunning the apocalypse, cramming huge reveals just 2 episodes before the finale. And while The Abyss is fascinating, I can't shake the fear that some of its mystery might slip through our fingers. That said, Volume 2 isn't without its standout moments. Vecna popping out of a corner to scare Holly in slow motion? Absolute cinematic gold. Demodogs ambushing the hospital? Heart-pounding chaos. And Max waking up to "When it's cold, I'd like to die." Goosebumps. It's callbacks like that, little emotional echoes, that make this show hit so hard. We also had the beautiful handling of Will's story, coming out to his friends and family, seeing the support he gets. It's small, tender, and necessary in a world full of chaos. Even Vecna, as terrifying as he is, highlights the personal evil in exploiting that fear, reminding us the scariest monsters are sometimes the ones inside our own minds. Now, with the finale looming, the stakes couldn't be higher. The group is heading straight into the abyss, 11 and Will teaming up. Carly's dark plan possibly coming to fruition. And the Mind Flayer? Yeah, it's probably lurking, watching, and judging your snack choices. The last episode promises to answer every burning question, or at least make us scream louder at our screens. And speaking of screaming, if you're as hyped as I am, make sure to hit subscribe, drop a comment, and check the playlist for all things Season 5. Share your theories, your heartbreaks, your moments that made you grab the popcorn a little too tight, and we need that kind of energy in the comments. So Volume 2 may have had its pacing bumps, its scattered focus, but the emotional highs and jaw-dropping reveals still make it Stranger Things at its best. And remember, The Abyss isn't just for the characters, it's waiting for us too, right on the edge of the finale. Buckle up because the countdown has begun.